Brian, as Chili Pepper has a question directed to you. How much does Brian know of Operation Gladio that is still in operation today?
Well, Operation Gladio was the U.S. and through NATO uh, arming and backing literal former Nazis from World War II to carry out terrorism all across Europe and pose as being communists and blame it on communists. So they were false. It was a network carrying out false flag attacks to scare people about communism, to divide and distract people, divide them against each other, distract people, and create a pretext for the US, NATO, and everything it was doing in Europe and well beyond Europe. And so it most certainly is still being carried out today. Instead of communists, what they have done is they've taken extremists that they themselves have cultivated through their partnership with nations like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey, and they have radicalized them, and they have created, the Muslim threat. And of course, these extremists have nothing to do with Islam. They do it in the name of Islam, but that's about it. And they use them to divide and distract the European public. And the Islamophobia industry is huge. It was built up during the War on Terror, and it persists to this day. And so you're talking about the immigrants and the Islamic extremists that you hear them talking about in Europe, and there's whole segments of the population that really believe Islam is coming to get them. They believe that it's Islam in general. They don't understand that this is an operation being carried out by the West and their own security services. It has nothing to do with Islam. The people who are fighting and dying and paying the highest cost against these extremists are actual Muslims back in their home countries where this is all being cultivated. The conflicts that drive these extremists out of the country into Europe in the first place. So it's just another one of those things. It appeals to the lizard brain that we all have from evolution, and that instinctual desire or reaction to the things that look different, and you automatically react to it instead of thinking about it and analyzing it. So yeah, this is what Operation Gladio is doing as of today. And I remember U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance was given some talk in Europe and lecturing them about free speech, even though it's being curtailed back in the U.S. by the Trump administration itself. And his whole speech was about these supposed Islamic extremists, and it was in Munich, and there was a attack in Munich like hours before he gave this speech. What a coincidence! Almost as if it was staged.